But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these all you fake hard
I really do feel this way. This Kim Kardashian devoted her life to something, but it certainly wasn't the pursuit of academic excellence. She didn't even go to college.
What if everything you know about the world's most famous family is a carefully constructed lie? What if the glamour, the billions, the reality TV empire is all just a facade built on a foundation of dark secrets and dangerous alliances? For years, the Kardashian machine seemed untouchable. A dynasty built on cameras, calculated moves, and absolute control. But in 2024, the walls began to close in, and it all started with a single click. March 2024. Kim Kardashian unfollows Sean Diddy Combs on Instagram. On the surface, a simple social media cleanse. But that same week, federal agents were raiding Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Coincidence? Insiders say no. This wasn't just distance. This was a surgical strike of self-preservation. She wasn't cutting off a friend, she was deleting an era. For over a decade, the Kardashians were fixtures in Diddy's inner circle, photographed at his legendary parties, basking in the glow of his power. But when those same parties became a crime scene, when Diddy was charged with trafficking and racketeering, facing a 50-month prison sentence, Kim's silence was deafening. She didn't comment, she didn't defend, she unfollowed and then vanished from her own platforms for 2 weeks.
They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
This was the first crack, and the person who rushed to hammer into it, the man who knows the machinery better than anyone, Kanye West. To most, it sounded like another yeah rant, but to those listening, it was a warning. He was connecting dots between celebrity influence, hidden money, and the people who built careers on access to power. When he mentioned Diddy by name, the implication was clear. If Diddy represented the dark side of fame, then Kim had been sitting at the same table for years.
You know, the thing about the kids at some point here, and not for the younger ones, it's at some point. For North, it's right now, right? That even if she doesn't see it, even if somehow Kim is able to keep that away from her, the kids that her friends at school, they're gonna know about it, they're gonna see it, and it's just, it puts the kids in a horrible.
And then the past came knocking with a vengeance. Ray J, the man from the tape that started it all, no longer a footnote, but a direct threat. He went live to millions, claiming he was preparing a federal RICO case against Kim and Kris Jenner. Claims so explosive it triggered an immediate defamation lawsuit from the family. But the question echoed across the internet. Why would he risk another legal war unless he believed something was really there? The chain reaction was just beginning. A forgotten piece of footage resurfaced. A 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Back then, it was a funny story. In 2025, it was a time stamp, placing the Kardashian sisters inside Diddy's world during the exact years federal investigators now describe as his most disturbing period. The comments under old photos exploded. "Nothing like a Diddy party," Khloe once captioned. What was once glamorous now looked incriminating.
Like, it's just crazy. Interact with other human beings besides the children in your family all day long. We're great.
The story is unfolding by the minute. You're watching it here first. Don't miss a single revelation. Subscribe to Behind the Fame and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next breakdown. The truth is just getting started. Behind the scenes, the mood in Calabasas shifted from defiant to fragile. Kim's public appearances dropped, interviews were canceled, insiders described a deep, creeping paranoia about leaks, and then Kanye reignited the feud, leaking private texts, accusing Kim of blocking their daughter, North, from being associated with his projects that featured Diddy's music. The fight was no longer about custody. It was about optics. Kim couldn't afford any connection, even indirect, to a man the FBI now called a suspected trafficker.
But it's
Like,
gotten you so far.
I don't know how I would deal as a mom. I'm gonna have to.
Well, you're gonna have to.
You do.
I was gonna say we're gonna get to that. But do you think your mom is unfazed now? Do you think there's anything you actually could do that your mom would be like, actually what
I think every time we say that, something comes up and then it's like, what?
The pressure was building and it was taking a physical toll. Kim Kardashian on camera revealed she'd been diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. She blamed the divorce, the co-parenting, the fame. But divorces don't usually trigger aneurysms. Secrets do. The kind of fear that crawls under your skin when you realize your entire legacy rests on lies you can't afford to expose.
Kim Kardashian has a big announcement about the bar exam.
By the way, results come in 2 weeks.
She has passed it. Or at least she is very confident that she passed it.
Insiders close to Kim say what really broke her down was the possibility that her past was finally catching up.
Brittany always says North is my lesson on this planet.
What does that mean? She's your lesson.
It means that I'm supposed to learn even more patience.
And that's when the story took its darkest turn. We need to talk about Justin Bieber. His name in Khloe's story wasn't an accident, it's a pattern. In 2014, Bieber was 20 years old, barely an adult, surrounded by A-listers twice his age in a house where, by Khloe's own words, half the people were naked. He was deep in Diddy's orbit at the time. And now, total silence, no comment, no denial. It's a strategic, chilling silence, because acknowledging one party means admitting how many more there were. It's almost as if one escaped and the other stayed. The timeline is too perfect to ignore. Kim unfollows Diddy. Bieber's name resurfaces in tabloids linked to the old party footage.
It sounds like you're dealing with a bunch of your own decided, like, harvest this and build up all this animosity.
Coincidence or coordination? Some entertainment lawyers speculate both teams receive quiet warnings about new evidence. If that's true, then Kim's unfollow wasn't a social media move, it was legal triage.
I'm a really forgiving person, but I really haven't dated like that to like have those kinds of toxic relationships.
Yep.
Since I've been divorced, you know, like I feel like that dating world is so, like from when I remember I would have, it would have been like, I would have been way younger. And like, I think when you get older, you just don't tolerate that.
of time?
And right in the middle of this, a 12-year-old girl, born into the spotlight, posts a drawing, her take on her father's album art, a cover so explicit it was pulled from platforms. Who let her share it? Was it just a kid being creative, or was it a calculated signal, a diversion, using a child as both a shield and a distraction from the grown-ups fighting a war in the shadows?
That extra pressure just makes it a little bit harder. I think people were gonna be, I thought like, oh my God, everyone's gonna be so upset with me because I'm just like leaving, and I wouldn't want someone to think I was leaving someone because it got too hard. But there was just a lot in there that, for my soul, I felt like I had to make that decision. And
the pieces are all here. The unfollow, the raids, the rants, the lawsuit, the resurfaced footage, the aneurysm, the silence.
have a concept of what like certain simple things cost, which really is, you know, I'd like to know a little bit more about what like a milk carton cost, and you know, let me think about this.
What do you think is really happening? Is this just a perfect storm of scandals, or are we watching the unveiling of something much, much bigger? Share your opinion in the comments. I read every one. By now, the pattern is impossible to unsee. Kanye's rants, Ray J's threats, Diddy's trial, North's drawing, Khloe's confession, Bieber's silence, Kim's health crisis. These aren't random events. They're coordinates on the same dark map. Kanye claims it's about a system of control, that they can manipulate the biggest stars in the world, and his timing is always impeccable, dragging Kim's name back into the conversation every time she tries to pivot to positivity. The tension between them is no longer just personal, it's systemic. A billionaire reality mogul and a fallen rap icon, both tied to the same crumbling foundation. Kim Kardashian has spent her life building an empire on silence, money, and control. But when the man who helped place you at the center of the universe becomes radioactive, when the parties you laughed about become evidence, when the very source of your power becomes your greatest threat, what do? You can sue, you can unfollow, you can vanish, You can even blame it on the stress, but the past doesn't unfollow you back. The real question isn't about managing a crisis, it's about outrunning a past that could destroy the entire Kardashian machine. We are witnessing a collapse in slow motion, an empire built on shadows now being exposed by the light. This is Behind the Fame. We've connected the dots between Diddy's downfall and the Kardashian implosion. Let me know in the comments below what topic you want us to break down next. The truth is our business. Stay alert, stay curious, and remember, the brightest lights in Hollywood always cast the darkest shadows.